Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Let me ask you something that will sting for a moment. What happens when the man who once gave everything finally disappears? See, most men don't realize this truth until it's too late. Women often don't miss you when you're near. They miss you when you've walked away. And that realization doesn't come gently. It comes crashing down like a silence she can't escape. Picture this: a woman who once rolled her eyes at your efforts, who dismissed your words, who thought your presence was guaranteed, suddenly sits alone in a room filled with her own thoughts. The texts she used to ignore are no longer coming. The calls she used to delay never ring again. The warmth she overlooked is replaced with an icy emptiness she didn't prepare for. This is the psychology few men are ever told. The very moment you stop chasing, the very moment you step back, you shift the balance of power. She begins to feel what you once felt. She begins to taste the loneliness you endured. And make no mistake, it's not the loss of you she fears at first. It's the loss of the attention, the energy, the validation you once poured into her. But soon, that craving turns into regret. She starts to notice things she overlooked. The way you listened when nobody else cared. The way you gave when there was nothing in it for you. The way you stood by her when her world felt like it was falling apart. Suddenly, the man she took for granted becomes the man she cannot replace. And here's where it cuts deep. When a woman finally realizes she lost something real, she will replay every moment in her mind like a movie on repeat. The laughter, the arguments, the comfort, even the silence. She will compare every man she meets after you to the man she thought would always be there. And the more she compares, the more she misses. This is not about games, it's about human psychology. Absence creates value, scarcity creates desire. What was once taken for granted becomes unforgettable when it's no longer available. The man she dismissed becomes the ghost she can't stop chasing in her memory. And you, if you have the strength to walk away, become the lesson she never wanted to learn. When a woman starts to miss the man she once overlooked, it doesn't happen in one dramatic moment. It creeps in slowly, almost invisibly, until it consumes her. At first, she brushes it off. She tells herself she's fine, that you were never that important, that she's moving on. But late at night, when her phone stays quiet, when she scrolls through conversations and sees your name frozen at the top with no new messages, something inside her begins to ache. That silence, the one she thought she wanted, suddenly feels unbearable. She starts replaying the little things. The way you said her name, the way your presence filled the room without effort, the way you made her feel safe, even when she pretended she didn't need it. These are not grand gestures. It's the small details that sting her the hardest. Psychology teaches us that the human mind always seeks what it cannot have. And when your energy is no longer accessible, her brain begins to inflate your value. She remembers arguments differently now. What she once labeled as clinginess, she begins to see as effort. What she once dismissed as too much, she starts to reinterpret as proof that you actually cared. And that reinterpretation creates a hunger she can't silence. The craving for the comfort she lost becomes stronger than her pride. But here's the twist. She won't always admit it out loud. Women are masters at hiding regret. She might post pictures smiling, laughing, pretending she's living her best life. She might date new men, trying to prove to herself she's fine. But beneath the surface, her comparisons are relentless. Every man she meets gets measured against the standard you unknowingly set. And the more they fall short, the heavier her longing becomes. And you, the man who chose to step back, you'll notice subtle signals. Maybe a late-night text out of nowhere. Maybe she watches your stories more than anyone else. Maybe she accidentally likes an old post, or sends a casual, "Hey, how are you?" She'll disguise it as harmless, but behind every small action is a silent confession. She misses what she once dismissed. She misses you. And the truth that burns the most? She thought you'd always be there, waiting, orbiting her world. But when she realizes you've moved on, that's when the panic sets in. Because she didn't just lose a man, she lost a man who truly saw her, and those are the rarest kind of men to find again. The moment a woman begins to miss the man she took for granted, something powerful shifts inside her. At first, she doesn't even recognize it. She mistakes it for boredom, or maybe nostalgia, but it's deeper than that. It's the sudden recognition that she let go of a man who brought her a sense of grounding no one else can replicate. Think about it. When you were there, she never questioned whether you'd show up. You were dependable, the one constant in her unpredictable world. She leaned on that security without realizing how rare it was. Now that you're gone, every new interaction feels hollow in comparison. Other men may bring excitement, but they lack the depth you carried. They can offer attention, but not presence. They can provide words, but not consistency. And as she encounters this reality, the weight of her mistake begins to crush her. There's a psychological principle at play here. People assign value based not on abundance, but on scarcity. While you were available, she subconsciously discounted your worth because it felt endless. Now that you've withdrawn, your value skyrockets in her mind. She can't help but wonder, what is he doing now? Who is he with? Does he still think about me? Those unanswered questions become an obsession, eating at her in silence. She might never tell anyone, but her mind replays every scene she once overlooked. The way you looked at her when she wasn't paying attention. The way you stayed calm when she tried to push you away. The way your love wasn't dependent on her mood or her flaws. These things that seemed ordinary before now feel extraordinary, and she can't find them again. But here's the part that twists the knife. By the time she fully realizes it, you've changed. You're no longer the man waiting in the shadows for her approval. You've grown colder, wiser, sharper, and she feels that distance. She senses it in your tone, your absence, your indifference. And nothing terrifies a woman more than realizing the man she once took lightly has now become unreachable. That fear isn't just about losing you. It's about facing the truth that she misjudged your worth. And the more she resists that truth, the more it follows her everywhere. You become the echo in her mind, the ghost she can't replace, the quiet reminder of the man she should have cherished when she had the chance. Here's the cruel irony. Women often don't recognize the value of a man until he's no longer available to them. When she begins to miss you, it's not just about missing the man himself, but missing the version of herself she could only be when she was with you. You see, you weren't just a partner. You were a mirror. You reflected back to her the parts of herself she wanted to believe in. Her softness, her playfulness, her ability to feel safe enough to be vulnerable. All of it surfaced because you created the space for it. Now that you're gone, she notices the difference. She's colder around other men, more guarded. She doesn't laugh the same way. And deep down, she knows why. It's because you're not there to draw that side of her out anymore. And this realization isn't something she talks about openly. Pride holds her tongue. Fear keeps her quiet. But in the still moments, when the music stops, when the crowd is gone, when the lights are out, that's when it hits hardest. That's when the tears come that she'll never admit to anyone. Because missing you isn't just about the past, it's about the present she now has to live without you. And that truth haunts her. Understand this. When a woman takes a man for granted, she assumes he'll always be orbiting her, always waiting, always forgiving. But when he finally steps away, she experiences a psychological shock known as loss aversion. It's the idea that losing something you once had feels 10 times more painful than gaining something new feels good. So while she might meet new men, while she might even fall into short-term distractions, nothing will numb the sting of what she lost. That sting lingers like a scar. What's even more powerful is how this regret rewrites her memory. She begins to romanticize moments that once annoyed her. The way you insisted on protecting her suddenly feels noble. The way you challenged her now feels like strength. Even the arguments that once frustrated her start to look like proof of passion. In missing you, she doesn't just remember the good times, she elevates them. She places them on a pedestal, turning you into the standard no one else can live up to. And the longer time passes, the more unshakable that pedestal becomes. It's not just that she misses you, it's that she finally understands she can't replace you. And that realization is one of the most painful awakenings a woman can experience. The moment she realizes you can't be replaced, something inside her shifts from longing to desperation. At first, it's subtle, a random check-in message, an old photo liked late at night, a memory she brings up as if casually. But behind those small actions is a storm she's trying to hide. Because here's the truth most men don't see. When a woman truly misses the man she took for granted, she doesn't just miss him. She starts fearing the finality of her loss. She fears the door has closed for good. And that fear eats at her in ways she can't put into words. Her pride will fight it, her ego will resist it, but her heart won't let her ignore it. Every man she meets now is compared to you, even when she pretends otherwise. She'll notice the way another man fails to listen as closely. She'll notice how his attention feels shallow, how his presence feels conditional. She'll notice that the safety she once had with you is nowhere to be found. And instead of admitting that out loud, she'll carry it like a secret weight. It gnaws at her when she sees you looking happier without her. It stings when she realizes other women now get to feel the security she once dismissed. And this is where the regret deepens. Because missing you isn't just about losing a person, it's about losing the version of herself that only existed when she was with you. That playful, light-hearted, cared-for version doesn't show up anymore. She starts to feel like she let slip not just a man, but a piece of her own soul. And that emptiness? It's not something another man can fill. Men often underestimate the delayed impact of walking away. You think she's fine because she looks fine in the moment. But it's the silence, the absence, the long nights alone when reality finally hits her. That's when she replays your words, your gestures, your loyalty. That's when she realizes how rare it truly was. By the time she understands it, you've evolved. You've grown into the man who no longer begs for attention, who no longer settles for being an option. And now, she faces the harshest truth of all. Missing you doesn't guarantee she'll ever have you again. And it's in that cruel gap between what she wants and what she can't reach that her deepest regret takes root. What cuts the deepest is when she realizes that the man she misses is no longer the same man she left behind. Because while she was busy assuming you'd always be there, you were transforming. You were leveling up. You were turning pain into purpose, rejection into resilience, heartbreak into power. And now, when she looks back at you, she doesn't just miss the man she once knew. She sees a version of you she may never get access to again. That truth terrifies her. It's one thing to miss someone. It's another to miss someone who has outgrown the very place you abandoned them in. She starts to notice how others view you differently. Maybe your confidence has sharpened. Your presence feels heavier. Your silence more commanding. You no longer chase, you attract. You no longer beg, you choose. And that shift in energy is magnetic. Women sense it instantly, including her, especially her. And when she sees other women drawn to you, when she sees you commanding respect without even trying, it forces her to confront what she lost in real time. It's like watching someone else live in the house she built, but never appreciated, except now, she can't walk through the door anymore. And here's the brutal reality. When a woman starts missing a man she took for granted, she doesn't just long for his presence, she feels haunted by his absence. Everywhere she goes, little reminders trigger her. A song that once played when you drove together, a restaurant where you shared late-night conversations. Even a simple phrase someone else says can yank her memory back to you. And every trigger reinforces the same painful truth. She didn't lose a man, she lost the man. But here's where your strength as a man is tested. When she circles back, when she sends that late-night message, when she tries to reopen the door she once slammed? What will you do? Because the power has shifted. She may miss you desperately, but that doesn't mean you're obligated to let her return. In fact, sometimes the most powerful move you can make is to let her feel the full weight of that loss. To let her sit in the silence she once thought she wanted. To let her learn that not all men wait forever, and that some lessons can't be undone. Because in the end, her missing you is not your burden, it's her consequence. And now we come to the most painful truth of all. The reason women start missing the man they took for granted isn't just about him, it's about the hole he leaves behind. You see, every time she laughed a little louder because of you, every time she felt safer because of you, every time she let her guard down because you were there, you were carving a place in her life that no one else can fill. She thought that space was permanent, that your loyalty was endless, that no matter how carelessly she treated it, it would always remain hers. But the day you walked away, you took that space with you. And now, no matter how many people she surrounds herself with, there's an emptiness she cannot escape. What she feels isn't just longing, it's recognition. Recognition that she underestimated you. Recognition that she gambled with something rare and lost. And recognition that not every man can love the way you loved. That's why she starts chasing shadows, comparing everyone to you, replaying memories she swore she forgot. Because deep down, she knows the truth. What you gave her wasn't ordinary. It was extraordinary. And extraordinary doesn't come twice. But listen closely. This is where your power as a man is defined. Too many men crumble when she finally admits she misses them. They rush back, hoping to reclaim what was lost. But the strongest men understand this. Her missing you is not an invitation for you to return. It's confirmation that you made the right choice walking away. Because the man who knows his worth doesn't go back to being an option. He doesn't beg to be valued again. He allows her to sit with her regret, because that regret is hers to carry, not yours to heal. And that's the lesson most men were never meant to learn. Women don't start missing you when you're at their feet. They miss you when you're on your feet, walking away, standing tall in your value. And when that happens, they don't just miss you, they're haunted by you. You become the what if that lives in their mind forever. So let me ask you this. Have you ever been the man she thought would wait forever, only to realize she's now the one waiting for you? Drop your answer in the comments. And if this spoke to you, don't keep it to yourself. Like this video, subscribe for more, and share it with a friend who needs to hear it today.